Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a spotlight on The Last Tinker, City of Colors. This is a game in production by Me Productions. That was a lot of production. It is available on Steam. At the time of this recording, it's available for pre-order, and it's going to be available for $21.99 US. This is a 3D platformer, very similar in style to, say, Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie. A lot of the Nintendo 64 era games. At least that's how it feels to me, anyway. So, as you can see, it's very, very colorful. This game uses a lot of color. Seeing as how it's a game about color, you would hope they would use a lot of color. So I'm going to save going through the options till the end. I know there's a few people that don't particularly like seeing the options, so I'll save that for the end. So let's load this. We've got about 6 hours of play in here. And there we go. Load her up in Blue Creek. So, here we are in this little area called Blue Creek. And everything, as you can see, is made from cardboard. Even the characters, they kind of look like they're made from paper mache. Absolutely everything. The creatures, the boxes, everything is made from cardboard, paper, and color. And glue. Don't forget glue. You need glue to hold them all together. Except for Koru. This is you. You are a monkey man with no tail. You have no tail. I like to point out that you have no tail because for some reason I feel he should have a tail. Anyway, you are this monkey man. You are named Koru, and you are a tinker. Presumably the last tinker. You are the only one who is capable of creating things. Supposedly. I don't really know. I don't know how that works. Seems kind of weird. But you break these boxes to gather these gems or crystals, and you also get health from them. Control-wise, it feels very, very similar to how you would expect. There are... The prime thing with this is there's 3 spirits. And there's also 3 groups and 3 districts. And each one of these groups and districts has a color associated to it, including the spirits. And they take care of the spirits. So right now, we're dealing with blues. And the blues are all these guys, these big blue guys. Blues are perpetually depressed right now because the blue spirit is very sad. He's tremendously sad. This gooey stuff is the bleak. This is your main enemy. The other 2 colors and spirits are your green spirit and your red spirit. And that guy, as you can tell, is kind of mad. He is red. And reds are very angry. Not always. You know, as you can see, this guy's not really sad, but I've fixed him, so it's fine. This guy is now very amicable. But reds are they're strong. They don't take crap from no one, but they've gone from being strong to being angry. And that little guy is Koru's best buddy, and the guy who actually speaks throughout the entire game, because you are silent, except for your occasional gasp. That is Tap. Floaty goat thing. Floaty sheep goat thing. They call him a sheep, but I would call him more of a goat. I don't know. But you are a monkey, and your best buddy is a floating goat. In a world made from paper mache and paint. And crayons and stuff. Seems legit. Really does. So, you've got a few things. As you can see in the upper left, you've got your portrait, as well as a bunch of yellow dots. Those are your health. So you take damage, you lose one. Simple enough. You collect those from crates and fallen enemies. These little blue orbs fill up that second bar, that little swipe bar down at the bottom. That also fills up from enemies as well. So that is your special attack. So you gain the power of these 3 spirits. So you've got 3 different types of attacks, and it makes sense on an Xbox controller. It's not so logical on the keyboard and mouse, but it does make sense on keyboard and mouse. It's just not as much, if that makes sense, which it probably doesn't. It'll make sense in a moment. So you've got a red, green, and blue spirit, and if you look at an Xbox 360 controller, you've got a B, A, X, and Y. So B is red, which is your red attack. A is green, which is your green attack. And X is blue, which gives you your blue attack. Makes perfect sense now, doesn't it? It's not quite the same on keyboard, because there is no blue, green, and red button. Supposedly you could paint your buttons, I guess. But who wants to do that? That's just silly. Hi! Oh, the mushroom guy. This guy is awesome. Let's bring him out here. You can tow him around by whistling. And he will go to the point you whistled on. There's 2 different versions of this guy. There is the big guy, which is this guy. And then there's the little guy, whom I actually remember the name of, surprisingly. His name is Boomer. For some reason, I don't remember this guy. I don't know why. I just cannot remember this guy's name. So you've also got you've got different ways of using these colors. So as you can see, I've got a aiming reticule, whatever. Can't speak. And you hold down the left trigger to get this, and then you can shoot your different colors. Well, if you shoot blue, he becomes sad and poops out a seed, which brings color back and actually pushes the bleakness away. Actually, let's bring him over here. Where was that? Yeah, I think we can get this. Come on. Come on, big guy. Come on. This is like my favorite part of this. So we'll bring him here. And we'll just punch him. And he can poop out that seed. And see, it gets rid of the bleakness. So there's a little bit of bleakness there. And up there. But anywhere this seed reaches, the bleakness is gone. For Boomer, the little guy, when you hit him with the blue, he will start crying and these like powerful raindrop things fall down and damage enemies. With green, hit him with green, he becomes scared. If you do ranged, he just does this for a little bit. It's not a big deal. But if you jump on him, he screams and runs. And you can just get off of him with A. And then blue, or not blue, red, he gets pissed off and stomps. And that is very useful in some areas where if there's a button or something that needs to be pushed, you just hit him, he does that, pushes the button, and you carry on with your life. There's some points where you actually have to do things remotely with this guy, like a button will, you know, switch bridges and doors and stuff, and you would just hit him, he would change it, you go, there's another point, you hit him, he does it again, you go. It's actually quite neat. With the little guy, I wish I had a little guy here. The little guy's adorable. Hitting him with the green will cause him to run. He'll run and explode. You can also pick him up. And hitting him with red will cause him to just explode there. The explosions do damage to you, and that hurts. Hurts like the dickens. So And in combat, let me see if I can find a place with combat. Let's grab these. So, I'll show you what your skills are here. So, you have 3 different skills with your different colors. I'm not at the point where I have blue. Blue's super ability, I guess. But I do have red, and I have green. Red does this. It makes you more powerful. Your hits hit harder. They don't really hit faster, but they do hit harder. And you can't cancel this. It's not possible to cancel out. You have to wait for the power to draw completely down. The other one, which I don't think I'll be able to find, stops time. Whee! So, oh, gotta take care of this guy. Ow! Stop it! Oh, ow, wow. Yeah, those things suck. Did those... No, the gems didn't pop back. Those little bleak, shooty things really, really suck. This was not where I needed to be. I want to go back to the bad guys. Which is this way. So, where's that eyeball? Let's take care of this eyeball first. Okay, so as you can see, they're changing color as I am attacking them. Oh no, 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 no. And depending on the color, depends on what they do. No. Buzz off. So red is just your straight up attack. All it does is causes damage. Nothing too spectacular. Get out of the clouds. Blue causes them to run away. Or green causes them to run away. I'm not colorblind. And blue causes them to get sad. Which helps, because these guys are tough. When they're sad, they just stop and become highly vulnerable to back attacks. So, you just go around back, and you press B, or your red attack key, and Bob's your uncle, things are dead. It's quite convenient. Downside? The biggest downside I have with this system and the combat system is a single button. It's not detrimental, but it's a major, major nuisance. It really is. And that is your dodge. So you've got this dodge, and then you've got a dodge attack, which is really quite handy. Because it's a more powerful attack. But it's honestly quite difficult to pull off. For one reason. In most games, and even in this one, 99.9% of the controls are instant. So, as soon as you push the button down, the action is done. This one has actually an unneeded delay. We're gonna just call it as it is. It is an unneeded delay. Because I'm gonna push the button down. As you saw, nothing happened. I'm holding the button down. And I'm going to push A. And I'm still holding A down. Released A. Now I'm going to release right button. He did his dodge. So, it's like, you can kind of see where it has a kind of point. Because if I hold it down for a second, he just jumps in place. Which, honestly, I've never seen a need for this. I don't... I don't know. Maybe this is a mechanic that's actually useful. If you tap the button, you dodge. It causes problems, in my opinion, because now you've got that unneeded delay. Like, I expect to push both buttons pretty much simultaneously, and you can't do that because of the delay. In my opinion, it's a problem. And we'll see. I've mentioned it before in my preview of it, and I'm mentioning it here because it's bothersome. It's very, very bothersome. But it's not overly detrimental to the game. It can cause problems. It has caused me to be hit on numerous occasions where if it was an instant thing and didn't have that delay, it would be better. And I wouldn't have gotten hit. I would have actually dodged it. It's a timing thing, and it goes against the norm. So, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the game. So far, I haven't come across any major issues, except for, you know, that button. I'm not even sure what I'm doing here. I'm just running around, to be honest. These guys got speech bubbles above their head. Oh, we'll grab this. And now I can show you the last guy. The green special ability. Which... where are you? I don't care about you. There we go. This guy. Sure. I can't really tell if he's supposed to be moving. This slows time. That's what it does. Its sole purpose is to slow time. It doesn't freeze time. It just greatly reduces it. So what you can do with that is there's puzzles where, say, like, you have to jump on boxes on water. And it'd be hilarious if things were happening here that made that useful. Say this lake, to get over to the other side, had some boxes that were sinking and raising and sinking and raising. And there's no way you could get across without falling. Well, you would use that time freeze, or time slow, and then you could jump across. Because you still move at regular speed, it's everything around you that slows down. And which is kind of cool. There's a lot of different things. Like, there's a lot of dynamics in this game. With the different attacks, you can have, you know, you can stun, you can make people go away, and then you can just beat the crap out of them. It's really interesting, and you've got your ranged attacks. You've got this guy in his two forms. Like, everything is identical. Like, there's really just a couple things, you know? You've got, you know, your external force of your mushroom guy, and then your attacks. But with the different colors, it really does affect things in a very, very different way and changes things up greatly. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I haven't done anything, so spoiler-free episode. Spoiler-free video. Great. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. And we're going to go and hop into the menu here. Just exit out. Hop into the menu. And we're going to do the options menu. So, here we are in options. So, we've got our video. So, you've got your resolution. Nothing too spectacular there. You can lock it at 30 or 60. I can only support 60, so I'm not sure if it's just registering up to 60 or if it does do like 120. I really don't know, but it is frame locked. Most vertical synchronization they call it, but it is nice that you've got the option between doing 60 and 30. Your brightness, you can adjust your brightness up and down, which is nice. Your texture quality, I have shadow quality on low because while I'm recording, it just tanks. I can get, at max settings, I can get a rock solid 60 frames per second no matter what I'm doing. As soon as I start recording, it just, with the shadows on and the post-processing, if I look at water, it drops, it tanks. So I had to reduce those for recording purposes only. And view distance, that is just to get a little bit more out of it. Anti-aliasing is pretty self-explanatory. Colorblind mode, which is quite nice. I haven't tried that because I'm not colorblind, and it probably be excuse me, it'd probably be meaningless to me. Ambient occlusion and water reflection, I have those turned off again for performance. It's not that this game performs badly, it's that this game performs badly with recording software. That's it. Has nothing to do with the game. The game actually performs rock solid. Even in the preview build, it was rock solid 60 frames a second unless I was recording, and then it died. Yeah, I'm going to discard those changes because I didn't really make any. And then audio, you've got, you know, you can stereo, 5.1 surround, 7.1 surround. I don't know. I'm using headphones, so realistically, stereo is what I want. Your volume, effects, and dialogue. Will up blue, will up blue, that. Will up blue, will up blue. Will up blue. I absolutely love whatever that noise is. Will up blue, will up blue. It is the best thing in the universe. I love it. And, of course, your controls. So, for your controller, you can't really do anything. You've got your invert, your axis, and enable vibration. And you can show your controls. If we switch to mouse and keyboard, let's go back here. Alright, you can't... Okay, I thought you could rebind them, but you can't rebind the controls, so you're stuck. So you got WASD, space is your run and auto jump over obstacles, which I didn't show, but you don't actually jump. Everything is auto jump. Your F for your use, which is Y on the controller. Call tap, which is up on your controller. It shows your current target. He does a little line of confetti. Whistle to attract your mushroom friend. You know, they're all there. They're just not rebindable. That's pretty much it. So it would be nice, at least for the PC controls, if they were rebindable. Like WASD isn't always what everybody's going to use. I know people that don't have a QWERTY keyboard, so WASD is not a thing. There's people that are left-handed. WASD is not easy for them. So arrow keys are probably a better option for that. Things like that. It's always nice to have rebindable controls, but if you're using a controller, it's perfectly fine. And I personally would recommend any game like this to use a controller. It's just my personal preference. I just feel that they're better with a controller. But this game, I played the preview pretty much all the way through with mouse and keyboard after I had done it with the controller. And it works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It has the same problems that the controller has. That's pretty much it. AKA, when you want to dodge, it's on up, not on down. That's it. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you all for watching. Again, you can pick this up on Steam. Link will be in the description. And we will see you next time.